Welcome back to our channel, where we dive deep into the fascinating history of coins from around the world. The year 1984 marked an interesting chapter in Australian coinage, particularly with the circulation of the 50-cent coin that bore the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. This coin continues to be a popular subject among collectors and enthusiasts, not only for its design and history but also for the story it tells about Australia's monetary and cultural development during the 1980s. The Australian 50-cent coin was first introduced in 1966, replacing the pre-decimal currency system. Initially, it was issued in round shape and composed of 80% silver, but due to the rising price of silver, production quickly became impractical. Only that one silver round issue exists today. From 1969 onwards, the coin was redesigned into a 12-sided dodecagon shape, made of copper nickel, and this form has remained ever since. The 1984 issue continues in that tradition, making it a familiar yet important coin in Australia's decimal history. On the obverse, or the front of the coin, you find the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. This particular portrait was created by Arnold Machin, a British sculptor, whose design was widely used across Commonwealth coinage during the late 1960s through the 1980s. The Queen is depicted wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, one of her most iconic jewelry pieces. Around the portrait, the inscription reads, Elizabeth II Australia 1984. This simple yet elegant design is one of the most recognizable in coinage worldwide. On the reverse side of the coin, the design showcases the Australian coat of arms. This coat of arms features a shield displaying the badges of the 6 Australian states, symbolizing the unity of the nation. Supporting the shield are a kangaroo and an emu, two animals uniquely associated with Australia and chosen because neither is known for walking backwards, symbolizing progress and forward movement. Above the shield rests a 7-pointed Commonwealth star, also known as the Federation Star, representing the unity of the 6 states and the territories. Surrounding the design is a wreath of golden wattle, Australia's national floral emblem. This combination makes the coin not just a piece of currency, but also a reflection of national identity and pride. The 1984 Australian 50-cent coin was struck in copper-nickel alloy, with a weight of 15.55 grams and a diameter of 31.5 millimeters. Its dodecagonal shape is unique in world coinage, instantly setting it apart from the more common circular coins. The Royal Australian Mint in Canberra produced these coins for circulation, and millions were minted, making them widely available to the public at the time. From a historical perspective, 1984 was a year when Australia was undergoing various social and economic changes. The Australian dollar had been decimalised less than 2 decades earlier, and coins like the 50 cents were now a permanent part of daily life. The 1984 issue, while not commemorative in nature, carried with it a sense of continuity and stability during a time when the country was modernizing and opening itself more to global markets. When it comes to collectability, the 1984 Australian 50-cent coin is generally considered common. Large mintages mean that the coin is not rare in circulated condition, and examples are often found in pocket change or coin jars even today. However, condition plays an important role in value. A heavily circulated 1984 50-cent piece might only be worth its face value, while an uncirculated or proof version can command a higher premium among collectors. Proof versions, struck with a mirror-like finish and sold in presentation sets by the Royal Australian Mint, are particularly attractive to numismatists. For coin collectors, these 1980s issues hold nostalgic value as well. Many Australians who grew up in the era remember these coins vividly. Their large size and distinctive shape made them easy to identify, and children often collected them or used them in games. Even today, they remain one of the most recognizable coins in Australia. One interesting aspect of collecting Australian 50-cent coins from this period is the study of die varieties and errors. Some coins may exhibit double strikes, die cracks, or off-center minting, which can make them much more desirable and valuable. Collectors who carefully examine their 1984 50-cent coins may stumble upon these rarer varieties, turning an otherwise common coin into a special find. In terms of international interest, the coin appeals not only to Australian collectors but also to global numismatists who specialize in Commonwealth coinage or coins featuring Queen Elizabeth II. Since Her Majesty appeared on the obverse of coins in numerous countries, many collectors seek to build sets that show the evolution of her portraits across decades and across nations. The 1984 Australian 50-cent coin fits neatly into this narrative, representing the mid-era of the Mackin portrait's usage. As time has gone by, the role of coins like the 50 cents has gradually shifted. While still legal tender and in circulation, digital transactions and tap-and-go payments have reduced the use of physical coins in everyday life. This has only increased the appeal of collecting coins, as they represent a tangible connection to history and culture that digital money cannot replicate. The 1984 50-cent piece is now over 4 decades old, making it a vintage coin in the eyes of younger collectors. So what is the value of the 1984 Australian 50-cent coin today? In circulated condition, most examples are worth around their face value of 50 cents. However, uncirculated coins can fetch between 2 and 5 Australian dollars depending on their condition. Proof issues are worth more, often ranging from $10 to $20 or more, particularly if kept in original packaging. Error coins or unusual varieties can be worth significantly higher amounts, depending on rarity and collector demand. Beyond monetary value, the true worth of the coin lies in its cultural and historical significance. It represents a period in Australian history when the nation was confident in its identity and proud of its heritage, choosing symbols like the kangaroo, the emu, and the golden wattle to tell its story through coinage. It also reflects the global presence of Queen Elizabeth II, whose portrait united Commonwealth nations under a shared heritage, even as each country developed its own distinct character. In conclusion, the 1984 Australian 50-cent coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II is more than just a piece of copper nickel. It is a reflection of national pride, a symbol of unity, and a tangible artifact of the 1980s. For collectors, it offers both affordability and a connection to history. Whether found in circulation, preserved in mint sets, or discovered as a rare variety, it remains a fascinating piece for anyone interested in numismatics or Australian culture. Next coin. In today's video, we will explore the fascinating story of the 1996 Australian 50-cent coin, a piece of modern currency that carries both everyday value and hidden numismatic interest. Although it is a relatively common coin, its background, design, and collectible worth make it an exciting subject for collectors and history lovers alike. Let's dive into the history, features, and current value of this coin. The Australian 50-cent coin was first introduced in 1966, the year Australia switched from pounds, shillings, and pence to the decimal system. The original 1966 version was made of 80% silver, and although millions were minted, the rising price of silver made them too costly to produce. By 1969, the Royal Australian Mint changed the composition to a copper-nickel alloy, which continues to this day. The coin also changed shape from round to its now famous 12-sided dodecagonal design, which makes it easily recognizable by touch and difficult to confuse with other coins. The 1996 issue belongs to this long-running copper-nickel series. It weighs 15.55 grams, has a diameter of 31.65 millimeters, and carries the distinctive 12-sided shape that sets it apart from most world coins. This makes it one of the largest coins in circulation in Australia. On the obverse side of the coin, we see a portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. This particular portrait was designed by sculptor Raphael Maclauth, whose effigy was used on Australian coins between 1985 and 1998. The Queen is shown wearing the royal diadem, facing right, with the inscription, Elizabeth II Australia 1996, surrounding the portrait. This design connects Australia's modern currency with the long tradition of monarchy and the Commonwealth. The reverse side of the 1996 Australian 50-cent coin features the Australian coat of arms. This includes the shield, divided into 6 sections representing the 6 states of Australia: New South Wales, Victoria, Queensland, South Australia, Western Australia, and Tasmania. The shield is supported by 2 native animals, the kangaroo on the left and the emu on the right, both chosen because they are unique to Australia and symbolize progress, as neither animal can move backward easily. Above the shield is the 7-pointed Commonwealth star, representing the states and territories of the nation. Surrounding the design is a field of radial lines that emphasize the detail and add security against counterfeiting. The mintage of the 1996 50-cent coin was fairly high, with tens of millions produced for circulation. Because of this large number, the coin is generally considered common. However, for coin collectors, the condition of the coin matters a lot. A coin that has been heavily circulated may only be worth its face value of 50 cents, but coins in uncirculated or mint state condition are more valuable. Collectors often seek coins graded by professional services, and higher grades can command premium prices. In terms of market value, circulated 1996 Australian 50-cent coins usually trade for face value or slightly above. In uncirculated condition, the coin can be worth between 2 and 5 Australian dollars, depending on demand and quality. Proof versions, which are specially struck for collectors with a mirror-like finish, can be worth more, often selling for $10 to $20 or higher. Errors, such as misstrikes, off-center strikes, or double dies, can also significantly increase the value, sometimes fetching hundreds of dollars if rare enough. Beyond its monetary worth, the coin has cultural and historical significance. The 50 cents denomination has been the canvas for many commemorative designs in Australia, celebrating events like the bicentenary of Captain Cook's arrival, the Commonwealth Games, and the turn of the millennium. While the 1996 issue retained the standard coat of arms design, it is still part of this evolving story of Australian coinage. For everyday Australians, it represents both the stability of national identity and the continuity of the monarchy under Queen Elizabeth II. Collectors often appreciate the 1996 50-cent coin as part of a date-set collection, where every year of issue is gathered to create a complete timeline of the denomination. For new collectors, this coin is affordable and accessible, making it a great entry point into the hobby. It also serves as a reminder of the importance of preserving coins in good condition, as today's common circulation pieces can become tomorrow's rarities when kept in pristine state. From a design perspective, the coin is admired for its balance of tradition and uniqueness. The coat of arms showcases national pride, while the unusual 12-sided shape ensures instant recognition. This combination makes the 50-cent coin one of Australia's most distinctive numismatic issues, and the 1996 release fits seamlessly into this tradition. When examining the coin, collectors look for details such as sharpness of strike, lack of wear on the high points of the design, and brilliance of the surface. The obverse portrait of Queen Elizabeth II should show clear detail in the crown and facial features, while the reverse should have crisp lines in the shield, kangaroo, and emu. Any coin with minimal scratches, luster, and no signs of circulation will always be valued higher. In conclusion, the 1996 Australian 50-cent coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II may not be rare or highly valuable in everyday terms, but it is a significant piece of Australia's modern coinage history. Its bold design, cultural symbolism, and accessibility to collectors make it worth more than just 50 cents in the eyes of numismatists. Whether you are a beginner looking to start your collection or an experienced collector filling a date set, this coin represents an essential chapter in the continuing story of Australian money. So next time you come across a 1996 50-cent coin in your change, take a closer look. It's not just pocket change, but a small piece of art, history, and national identity, right in the palm of your hand. Next coin. The 1998 Australian 50-cent coin is a fascinating piece of modern numismatic history, carrying both cultural and collectible value. Though at first glance it may seem like just an ordinary circulation coin, it represents an important part of Australia's currency system and its continuing connection to Queen Elizabeth II, who appeared on all Australian coins during her reign. To understand the significance of the 1998 50-cent coin, we need to explore its design, history, production details, and collectible value. Australia first introduced decimal currency on the 14th of February, 1966, replacing the old pound, shilling, and pence system with dollars and cents. Among the new coins was the 50-cent denomination, which initially appeared as a round, silver-colored coin made of 80% silver and 20% copper. Because of its silver content, the coin soon became more valuable for its metal than for its face value, and it was quickly withdrawn from circulation after only 1 year of minting. To avoid the problems of hoarding and melting, the Royal Australian Mint redesigned the coin in 1969, issuing it in its now famous 12-sided dodecagonal shape made of copper nickel, which continues to be used today. By 1998, the dodecagonal shape of the 50-cent coin had already become a familiar sight in the hands of Australians. It is the highest valued general circulation coin in the country, and because of its large size and distinctive shape, it has often been used for commemorative issues as well. However, the 1998 release was a standard circulation issue, featuring the classic coat of arms of Australia on one side and the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the other. The obverse of the 1998 Australian 50-cent coin features the third official portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by sculptor Raphael Maclauff. This design was introduced in 1985 and remained in use until 1998, after which it was replaced by the fourth portrait designed by Ian Rank Broadley in 1999. The Maclauff portrait depicts the Queen wearing the royal diadem, with elegant details in the crown and hair. The inscription around the portrait reads, Elizabeth II, followed by, Australia 1998, signifying both the monarch and the issuing nation. This design is widely admired for its formal and regal presentation of the Queen, and for collectors, it marks the end of an era since 1998 was the final year this portrait appeared on Australian coins. The reverse of the coin carries the Australian coat of arms, designed by Stuart Devlin, who was also responsible for designing the reverses of the original decimal coins. The coat of arms features a shield that contains the badges of the 6 states of Australia, supported on either side by the iconic kangaroo and emu. Above the shield is a 7-pointed Commonwealth star, and the entire design is surrounded by an ornamental frame. This imagery symbolizes unity and national identity, reflecting Australia's history, federation, and culture. The coat of arms design has remained a constant feature on the standard 50-cent coin for decades, making it one of the most recognizable coin reverses in the world. In terms of specifications, the 1998 Australian 50-cent coin has a diameter of 31.65 mm, a thickness of 2.55 mm, and a weight of 15.55 grams. It is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it a durable silver-like appearance. The dodecagonal, or 12-sided, shape makes the coin easy to distinguish by touch and by sight, which is particularly helpful for the visually impaired. This unique shape also prevents confusion with other coins of similar size. When it comes to mintage, the Royal Australian Mint produced over 25 million 50-cent coins in 1998, making it a relatively common circulation issue. Because of this high mintage, the coin is not considered rare in general circulation, but high-grade examples, particularly those in uncirculated condition, can still be of interest to collectors. Coins that have been preserved carefully without wear or damage often attract premiums over their face value, especially when certified by professional grading services. Another aspect that makes the 1998 50-cent coin noteworthy is its transitional place in Australia's coinage history. Since it was the final year to feature Raphael Maclauff's portrait, it acts as a bridge between two eras of royal portraiture. Collectors who specialize in building date sets or portrait sets of Queen Elizabeth II coins often look for the 1998 issue to complete their collections. For those who appreciate history, this coin marks the end of the 1985 to 1998 portrait era, which was an important period in Australia's numismatic story. In terms of market value, circulated examples of the 1998 Australian 50-cent coin generally trade for face value, as they remain abundant in everyday use. However, uncirculated examples, especially those in mint condition or sold in official mint sets, may fetch between $2 to $5 depending on condition. Proof issues, which are specially struck for collectors with mirror-like fields and frosted designs, command higher values, often ranging from $10 to $20 or more depending on demand. Over time, as high-quality examples become scarcer, their value may continue to appreciate. For collectors outside of Australia, the coin also holds appeal as a representative piece of Commonwealth coinage featuring Queen Elizabeth II. Since the Queen appeared on the coins of more than 30 nations during her reign, many collectors seek to build international sets showcasing her portraits across different countries. The 1998 Australian 50 cents is an important entry in that broader royal collection. Beyond its numismatic aspects, the coin also carries cultural significance. It is a reflection of Australia in the late 1990s, a time when the nation was preparing to enter the new millennium while still maintaining its ties to the monarchy. The coin, with its regal obverse and nationalistic reverse, symbolizes both continuity and identity. For everyday Australians, it was simply a coin used to buy goods and services, but for numismatists and historians, it represents a piece of Australia's evolving story. In conclusion, the 1998 Australian 50 cents coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II is more than just a piece of pocket change. It is a coin that bridges eras in portraiture, reflects national symbolism through the coat of arms, and continues to attract the attention of collectors worldwide. While it may not be rare in circulation, its historical and cultural context gives it lasting importance. Whether kept as part of a date collection, a portrait series, or simply as a keepsake from the late 1990s, the coin remains a tangible reminder of Australia's currency heritage and its place in the Commonwealth. Next coin. The 2003 Australian 50 cents coin is one of the most familiar circulating coins in modern Australia, carrying with it a blend of national identity, historical design, and the regal portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. While at first glance it may seem like an ordinary coin used for daily transactions, the story of the 50-cent piece, and specifically the issues of 2003, reveals much about Australia's coinage history, its design choices, and its cultural significance. The 50 cents coin was first introduced in 1966, the same year Australia shifted from the old system of pounds, shillings, and pence to the modern decimal currency system. At that time, the coin was minted in silver, containing 80% silver content, making it quite valuable in terms of metal content. However, the rising price of silver quickly made the coin more expensive to produce than its face value, leading to its withdrawal after only 1 year. In 1969, the Australian government reintroduced the 50-cent coin, but this time in a copper-nickel composition, the same alloy used today. This change ensured durability and affordability, while still giving the coin a distinctive silver-like appearance. The reintroduced 50-cent coin also came with a unique shape. Unlike the round version of 1966, the new coin adopted a dodecagonal form, meaning it has 12 sides. This unusual shape made it instantly recognizable both by touch and sight, reducing confusion with the 20-cent coin, which is similar in size. Since then, the 12-sided 50-cent coin has become one of the most iconic pieces of Australian circulating currency. On the obverse, or front, of the 2003 50 cents coin, you will find the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. Australia, being a member of the Commonwealth, features the reigning monarch on all of its standard coinage. The portrait used in 2003 was created by the British sculptor Ian Rank-Broadley, who designed the fourth official effigy of the Queen used on Australian coins. This portrait had been introduced in 1999 and remained in use until 2018. Rank-Broadley's depiction is notable for its realistic detail. Unlike earlier portraits which emphasized a more youthful appearance, his effigy shows the Queen with greater maturity, giving an honest and dignified portrayal of her age. Surrounding the portrait are the inscriptions, Elizabeth II, and Australia 2003. Turning the coin over to the reverse, you see one of the most detailed and enduring designs in Australian numismatics, the Commonwealth coat of arms. This design has been used consistently on the 50-cent coin since its reintroduction in 1969. The coat of arms features a shield at the center, divided into 6 parts, each representing one of the 6 Australian states. Above the shield is a crest bearing a 7-pointed Commonwealth star, with 6 points symbolizing the states and the 7th representing the territories. On either side of the shield stand Australia's most iconic animals, the kangaroo on the left and the emu on the right. These animals were chosen not only because they are native to Australia, but also because they are said to symbolize progress. Neither the kangaroo nor the emu can easily move backward, only forward. Surrounding the coat of arms is an ornate wreath design that completes the image. By 2003, the 50-cent coin had become a staple in Australian commerce, widely used for everyday transactions, vending machines, and even as a convenient tool for small savings. Unlike smaller denominations, the 50-cent piece carries significant weight and size, making it harder to lose and more noticeable in one's pocket. Its large surface area also allows for detailed commemorative designs, and throughout its history the 50-cent coin has often been used for that purpose. In fact, Australia has issued many special commemorative 50-cent coins marking events such as royal occasions, national anniversaries, and sporting achievements. However, the standard 2003 issue carried the regular coat of arms design. From a collector's perspective, the 2003 50-cent coin is considered a common circulation coin. Millions were minted by the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra, ensuring that they are readily available and not scarce in the marketplace. For most circulated examples, the value remains at face value, 50 cents. However, for those in uncirculated or proof condition, collectors may be willing to pay a small premium, especially if the coin is preserved in its original mint packaging or as part of a proof set issued by the mint. The coin is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it a weight of 15.55 grams. It measures 31.65 millimeters across from side to side, making it the largest denomination coin in terms of size currently in circulation in Australia. Its mass and distinctive shape make it instantly recognizable both domestically and internationally among coin enthusiasts. While the 2003 50-cent coin itself may not be rare or highly valuable, it still holds historical importance as part of Australia's ongoing coinage story. Each year's issue contributes to the continuity of currency and provides a snapshot of the nation's monetary system under Queen Elizabeth II's reign. Coins like these often go unnoticed in daily life, yet they circulate through millions of hands, quietly reinforcing symbols of national identity, heritage, and continuity. The 50-cent coin also reflects the broader relationship between Australia and the monarchy. Queen Elizabeth II's portrait has appeared on all Australian coins since the introduction of decimal currency, serving as a reminder of the nation's ties to the British Crown. As generations grow and coins change, each effigy tells a story of the Queen's reign, from youthful monarch to elder stateswoman. The 2003 issue, with Rank Broadley's mature depiction, captures her in the later decades of her rule, offering an image of dignity, continuity, and stability. In conclusion, the 2003 Australian 50 cents coin is more than just spare change. It represents decades of monetary history, a unique national design in the form of the coat of arms, and the lasting presence of Queen Elizabeth II on Australian coinage. While it may not command high prices in the collector's market, its value lies in its role as a cultural and historical artifact, circulating in the pockets, wallets, and hands of everyday Australians. Whether viewed as a piece of art, a unit of commerce, or a marker of history, the 2003 50-cent coin continues to carry forward the story of Australia's national identity.